Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Karen's Kitchen. I know I haven't been on in a few days doing a cooking scope. There's Erlene, and I'm doing the soup I promised you, Erlene, except I'm changing it up. Look at my tomatoes. I'm using 2 of these instead of canned tomatoes, so I think this will work great. So there's Alexis. I saw you in in Zen Squad's Alexis. I saw you in her scope. I was looking at it from the outside. So yeah, these are beefsteak tomatoes. On Alexis, I'm going to do the what's for the PC blender, but I'm changing it up. I don't have the cans of tomatoes it called for, but I do have 2 beefsteak tomatoes, so I'm going to use this instead. Just fresh tomatoes, but I am going to use the garlic and the onion and what have you. But I thought, well, if this, I'll just have to put a little bit more broth and stuff in there because I don't have the cans of tomatoes, and I didn't want to go buy any, and I forgot to buy some the other day when I got it from Walmart. But I really don't like the cans of tomatoes and the fresh together anyway. It's either one or the other. If I'm going to make a tomato soup, I want it to be fresh. So these are huge, big beefsteak tomatoes. They've all been washed and everything. I got these at Walmart. I think they're really nice. But anyway, how's everybody doing today? Right now, we are pouring down rain. It is just pouring down rain out here. So I'm not getting my walk in today. So that I can take the day off from walking. So I've been kind of working on my kitchen this morning, trying to straighten it up. I've got a long ways to go, but I'm working here and there, you know. Don't have anything better to do. He'll be on later. He comes on about 4:30 or 5 o'clock my time, and I'm on almost 1:30. So he won't be on probably for another 3 hours yet, if he comes on today at all. I don't know. Yeah, he comes on pretty late in the day. He's 3 hours ahead of me anyway, like Alexa says, but he should be on later. So what's everybody's weather doing right now? I mean, like I said, we're pouring down rain. It's really, there's Keen Crew. Good to see you. Welcome. We're pouring down rain. Well, it is what it is, you know. Well, awesome, Alexis. That is good exercise. That is good exercise. Oh, yes, it is. It's awesome. That's good exercise. I'll tell you, I do it. You do it for me too while you're at it, Alexa, since I can't do it today. It's really raining out there. I can't take a further walk today with it raining, but that's okay. They'll understand. Sydney won't go out when it's raining anyway, so she just sits outside and she shakes. She doesn't like the cold weather. 69 degrees and sunny. Well, we're only about, oh man, I think we're only in the 40s right now. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 44 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect
44.
a low of 37 degrees.
Wow.
Happy Wednesday.
It's only 44 degrees right now. We're going to a low of 37 tonight, so we're going to get quite cold. We're still on that yet we're going to get freezing temperatures, but, you know, it is what it is. We got to deal with it, you know. I'm just glad that I have some food, that I'm able to come in here and do a few scopes now and again. But I'm like Alexis. I want to use up what I have, and I don't want to go buy any more until I get done with what I'm using. And I didn't want to go to the store. My son told me, don't go to the store, Mom. I looked in my cupboards everywhere. I don't have any cans of tomatoes, the kind that you put the whole tomatoes. I don't have any. I've got diced, but I don't want to use those. So I thought, well, I'll just use my beefsteak tomatoes and put 2 of these in here, and I'll just add a little bit more water in here. So I thought that would work. I mean, it'll taste good nonetheless. I don't have the basil leaves, so I'll have to put some, when I get done and pour it out, I'll just put a little basil on top. I've just got the dried basil. I didn't buy any leaves for that. So one of these days I'm going to do the avocado dressing. I did promise you that. Got a couple avocados the other day, and I'll make that dressing as well. But I just wonder how everybody else is doing, how your weather is. People saying it's cloudy and you know, I know Alexis is 69 degrees. Well, I hope you guys are staying safe. Let me go ahead and wash my hands. And staying safe and not getting out in this weather. I heard something yesterday on Retta's scope. He said that the spring breakers there, when they all got home, and they shouldn't have been on spring break there in Florida in the first place, because he lives in Florida. He's originally from Morocco, but lives in Florida right now. They went there for spring break, and when they got home, they all tested positive for the coronavirus. So I'm thinking, what good did that do them to get out and have fun on their spring break? They could have infected other people as well. And my ex-husband was telling me this morning that they even had the Mardi Gras. people come up sick from Mardi Gras. That's kind of stupid. They shouldn't even have the Mardi Gras there in New Orleans. Oh my goodness, that's horrible. You know, oh man, I can't believe that. But you know, people are so dumb nowadays. They really don't care. They really don't care at all. Rinse my hands off. Hey, that water's hot. I left it warm up and it got hot. But people just don't really care if they infect everybody else. They really don't realize how serious the situation really is. I mean, people are dying left and right, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse by the day. More and more are dying. You know, we've got over 500 cases here, just in here in Oregon alone, and I don't know how many deaths we've had. Not a lot, but we've got over, the last time we had 550 cases. So it's really increasing exponentially. And a lot of people just aren't taking it serious enough. Let's just hope that by the end of this month, things will get a lot better and we can get out again. Because I'll tell you right now, not being able to get out and go to the store crimps my style, let me tell you. As I'm about ready to have cabin fever. Can't get out, you know, can't go to church because the churches are closed. And can't, you know, they allow you to go to the store, but I promised my son I wouldn't get out. So it's just crimping my style. And I'm about ready to have cabin fever, about ready to pull my hair out because we can't go anywhere. But, you know, I won't do it because I want to stay safe. You know, even in spite of the fact that, hi, good to see you, welcome. And in spite of the fact that I don't like it, I'm going to have to do it and, you know, not worry about it because I'd rather be safe than sorry. And I know Alexis feels the same way. She's working from home, which is the smartest thing she could do because she's staying safe that way. Although, she's got a teenager that wants to probably get out and go, but he doesn't understand the seriousness of it either. Some kids don't. That's right. Don't think of what you can't do, but what you're right, Alexis. That's very good. Very good thing. Very good thought. Hi, Damon. Good to see you. Welcome. That's right. You're cooking and getting some. You know that's easy to do. You haven't got anything else to do anyway. You might. But just don't eat too much. You're right. Because there were a lot of people that, you know, went to these other countries and stuff. And once that outbreak hit, they got quarantined and they couldn't go home. You know, you're only, you know, I'm trying to tell myself not to. And I understand where you're coming from. Because when you're stuck at home like we are, you have a tendency to want to eat a lot more because you can't get out and get your exercise. On a day like this, I can't. So I have to tell myself, nope, I can't do that. I've got to keep my weight down because I don't want to gain everything back that I lost, you know. Well, I don't hope it doesn't last that long, Damon. One only knows, but I'm hoping it doesn't last this long. That would be terrible if it did. Oh my goodness, it would be horrible. But I don't think it will. He's hoping by 1st of June. President's hoping by the 1st of June to get everything back to going again. Oh, really? There in Australia, they're saying 6 months. Wow. Woo, that's a lot, Damon. Oh, my goodness. I can understand why you feel that way. I couldn't stand that either. If that's what they're saying there in Australia, you really have it bad then. And people are going to be so... And the problem of it is, anybody with families, they're all going to be getting at each other's throats, you know, and driving each other crazy and wanting to get away from each other because it's going to get, you could bet on that, it's going to get that bad that they're going to start fighting amongst each other because they're getting so sick and tired of being cooped up. But it's safer that way. I'd rather be cooped up and survive than get the coronavirus, you know, because that's not good. That's not good to get that. Not good at all. I'm going to get this started. Now, this calls for a 1/4 cup of water, excuse me, or your broth. And I think I'm going to use a 1/2 cup since I'm using 2 tomatoes and I'm not using the the canned tomatoes. I'll just use this. I'll just use half a cup, and I'm going to go ahead and put this back. So I'll use 1/2 cup of this. It calls for a 1/4, but I just put an extra cup in there, or a 1/4 cup. And it calls for a teaspoon of salt. I'll put that in there. It calls for 2 Roma tomatoes. I do not have those, so I'm not going to worry about. I didn't buy any when last time I got out before we got quarantined. I didn't buy any, so And I had bought these tomatoes then, and I thought, well, I'm just going to use them now. I'm going to find my teaspoons. Here's one. Okay. There. And I use sea salt. Let me step away from there for a little bit, and then I'll wash my hands again. Hold on. And I don't have the coronavirus just because I'm coughing. I have allergy problems, so. So I just want you to know that I have allergy problems. So I took it from my daughter. She's had them, and now I'm getting them. So, and I've got to keep your hand soap on hand and wash your hands and make sure that you get in between your fingers and everything and on your wrists and everything. And I don't sing happy birthday like I'll just sing it to myself, but I rub my hands as long as I can, get them real nice and soapy, All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut these tomatoes up. I don't know how the best I'm going to cut them up. Oh, sanitizer? Well, I've got some, but since I'm using my food, I don't want to put it on my hands. I've got some, but not very much. And I'm trying to buy some more because I'm just about out of it. You can't beg, borrow, steal sanitizer. You just can't. It's horrible. I'm trying to even find for Amazon. I thought maybe Amazon would have it. They don't have it either. I'm going to put this down just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to cut up my tomatoes there. Here you go. And you can't beg, borrow. Oh, yeah, they're sold out everywhere. And if you go on Amazon to get anything, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. It's going to cost you a lot more for them than if I want to get it from Walmart, but they just don't have them. There's nothing I can do. I'm just going to kind of cut these. It's going to blend anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and just cut them up in smaller pieces. Then you're going to use both tomatoes. Hi, good to see you. Welcome, Missy. This is a variation of the Pampered Chef Deluxe Cooking Blender recipe. It calls for canned tomatoes. I don't have any, so I'm just using 2 big beefsteak tomatoes. And I put a little more broth in there. I might have to, but tomatoes themselves have a lot of juice anyway, so if it's not enough, I'll have to add more. But it should be fine. But I'm just cutting these up. Cutting these up some, because you don't want to leave them whole. That's going to too much strain on the blender. Cutting them, slicing them, then kind of cutting them up a little bit more, and put them in here. And if you haven't got the PC blender, talk to Alexa. She's in here, and she'll see if she can get it for you, because it's a nice blender. I want to get the blender attachment for it, and I was going to do it for her for the mystery show, but she didn't need help with that. So I'll get it for Erlene's party when Erlene's party comes up in June. She's going to have a party in June. So oh, you really do. Well, this is going to go into my soup, so I really don't have to roast it first. And these were, like I said, these are big. And this might not make as much as it would if I used the cans of tomatoes. But for me, I don't really need as much anyway. But I thought these beefsteak tomatoes are awesome. So I'm ordering some more from Walmart, beefsteak tomatoes. And I can make this again. Of course, I won't make it on here, but I can make it again. And this is a nice blender. I really love this thing. It works really well. It blends it, and it heats it, and it blends it. And you'll see it. I've got it turned so you guys can watch it. This is going to make quite a bit of, that's a lot of tomato anyway. These are pretty good sized tomatoes. We used to grow these back in Indiana. When I lived in Indiana, we had a garden, and we grew beefsteak tomatoes. And that's about how big mine were. Maybe even a little bit bigger. Because I have a picture in my photo album of me holding a beefsteak tomato. And I'm holding it with both hands because it's that big. It was enormous. It was one of the biggest beefsteak tomatoes I'd ever seen. So this you can put a lot in here, but you just got to make sure you don't go higher than what you're supposed to on the levels. You got a hot and a cold level. You just make sure you don't exceed that. But I'll never get that much in there anyway. So, but this is gonna be a good tomato soup. I'm sure it will be. It's gonna look good. Two beefsteak tomatoes. Yeah, I'm just going to put the basil. I'm just going to put the, sprinkle some dried basil at the end because I don't have the basil leaves. I didn't buy any. I don't have any, so I can't do that. So I'm just going to put the basil leaves on, or I mean, dried basil. Let's try to get some of this picked up. It gets on the floor. I have to clean my floor. So, let's get this cleaned up a little bit. It makes a mess, those tomatoes. Let me try to wash. It will make a mess a little bit. But yeah, I like tomato basil soup. Erlene was asking me yesterday. She says, haven't you made the tomato basil soup in the PC blender? I says, yeah, I have, but I just haven't done it on here. Oh, you're attempting to grow basil, Missy? Awesome. I never have grown any basil. This calls for 2 garlic cloves. I think I'm going to cut them up just a little bit. They've already got the paper off of them. I'm just going to toss them in here like this. They're going to get blended up anyway. And this was a pretty good sized onion I had, and I used about half of it before. So I just took what's left, about half of the big onion I had, or so, maybe a quarter, and I'll cut these up a little bit smaller. And that's about all it takes. That's all besides the basil at the very end. But I'm not going to add that in, like I said, because I don't have basil leaves. I've got parsley, but I don't have basil. Oh, your first time you're bored? A lot of people are bored, I'll tell you that. They are. They don't have anything to do. I did enjoy your cooking scope yesterday, Missy. Even though I don't eat meat, that was a beautiful scope. That really looked so good. You know, people know that I'm vegan, you know. And I don't fault you for what you eat because it looks so good and it did a real good job. I mean, my goodness, that zucchini. I love zucchini. I'm surprised that people have never eaten it before, you know. You know, I love it. I really do. I'm going to turn this on. Now you can see it says lid on it. I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this to soup. Make sure I don't turn it too far. Heated puree. Oh, soup's down here. Okay. You can put it too far and get it. All right. All right. Smoothie, alternate milks. What I missed? Oh, I missed the soup. There it is. It's right there. Okay, no. Okay, now. It's going to make quite a bit of juice because the tomato itself's got a lot of juice in it. So I put a half a cup of broth in there. I thought that should be sufficient. Normally it'd be a quarter cup when you use your 28-ounce can of your tomatoes. That makes more juice. So I just put and I think that's going to be plenty anyway. But anyway, how's everybody doing right now? You hanging in there? I'm sure that everybody's probably like me. You're getting cabin fever, or you will by the end of this whole thing. I mean, we've been quarantined probably about 3 weeks now, and I'm already getting cabin fever. So you can just imagine what I'm going to be at the end of this month. I am going to be terrible at the end of this. Oh, my goodness. I'm sure Alexis is getting cabin fever. She wants to go to work every day. A lot of people want to go to work, but it's just not possible. It's just not possible. You have to stay home and you have to be safe. You know, well, since I'm retired, I have to find things to do to keep myself amused or keep myself, yeah, I bet you are getting cabin fever. Oh, I do. Oh, my goodness. Well, here you can't borrow steel toilet paper yet. It's still, let me take my rag and clean the floor. You can't find toilet paper. It's horrible. Toilet paper, you just cannot find it. It's just not to be found. Not at all. My daughter went out. She had to get some things. Oh, she was trying to get some stuff for the dogs. Dog leashes and stuff. Harnesses this morning. So she went to the Dollar General. They had no toilet paper at all. They didn't even have the dog harnesses. Yeah, I know. Staring at the four walls. You see the same thing day in and day out. I don't watch TV. So I do watch a lot of YouTube. I do watch Prime Video, so I do have that to keep me entertained. Are they being restocked? The thing of it is, I don't think here they're restocking them as fast as they should, Damon. They're not stocking them as fast as they should. They should overstock some stuff. They should put a lot more in stock on the shelves than they do, but they don't. They're not putting enough on the shelves. They're just not. It's terrible, but they're letting things run out. I imagine, and I'm not there when it happens, but I can imagine toilet paper, everything they get in there. By the time they get it in there, probably just barely get it on the shelves, and they buy it all up. That's the way it works. They just you can't keep it on the shelves. They barely stock the shelves, and everything's gone. Wow, that's pretty bad. But it is what it is. Now I'm pretty good for toilet paper. I've got plenty of your Scott towels. I've got plenty of those. Yeah, it does take time. And I do have plenty of Scott towels. I do have plenty of toilet paper to last me a while. I did manage to buy the little pocket things of Kleenex the other day at Walmart. That's the only thing I could get. I couldn't get the big boxes because they didn't have any. Thought, well, I'll get a couple packages of those. I'll have those for a while because I'll have to carry them in my purse when I'm out and about, and if I need them, I've got them. So I managed to get a few things now. It was delivered on Friday, and I only had one substitution, and that was peanut butter. I could not get the peanut butter I had ordered because the one I normally eat is Skippy. They didn't have that one. They were out of stock. So I thought, well, I'll get Smart Balance. Well, that ended up being out of stock, too. By the time they went to fulfill my order, it was out of stock, so I ended up getting a small jar of Jiffy. Well, or Jif. There's not much I can do about that right now. So I've got peanut butter for a while. China from here in January. Now they send it back, and it's oh, no. That's terrible. It's broken. What good is it going to do if it's broken? Maybe they just didn't take enough care with it. Oh, my goodness. We can't use something broken. What in the world is going on? This world has gone mad, I tell you. If it weren't for the people fighting over everything, it wouldn't be so bad. But when they start fighting over toilet paper like a bunch of little kids, they want it. If somebody else grabs it first and they want to try to take it away from them, it's as bad as those on Black Friday fighting over stuff. It is ridiculous. It's just so stupid. Oh, right. Yes, I can, Alexis. I can make my own peanut butter. I have done that. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Alexis. I do have peanuts, and I'll make my own. That's right. I can make my own peanut butter. Duh, I forgot about that. Yeah. I've made it in the PC blender before, and I'll make it again. So I forgot. It's actually better for you anyway, because you know what's in there. It's just basically salt and peanuts. That's it. So yes, I can do. You're right, Alexis. I can do that. So, but who knows how long this thing's going to last? This thing is just driving me crazy. That's true. Has no sugar. That's right. I'll use this. I've got to have to make my own again. I've got to get my peanuts out and make my own again. But for right now, I don't eat peanut butter every day, but I eat it and put it in recipes. If it doesn't have sugar in it, then I make my own, which I have done on here. I've made my own peanut butter to put in recipes that call for peanut butter, fresh, like all natural peanut butter with just salt in it. I'll make it in here. So that's an awesome thought, Alexis. Thank you for reminding me. I need to start doing that again. Because the Vitamix, I can make it in there, or I can make it in here as well. That's right. We're just passing through. You're exactly right. And thank goodness for that. But like I said, adults acting like children because they don't get their own way, because they can't have what they want in the store. Yep. I agree with you 100%. Yep, I agree with you 100%. And everybody's going to agree, but that's okay. But that's the way I feel too. They're trying to depopulate because China has got a lot of population. They're trying to depopulate it. So it's only a matter of time before it. But the sad thing of it is, we have more cases here in the United States than they have now. That is absolutely horrible. It has really spread all over the place, but here in the United States, we have got so many cases of it, and it just seems to be growing exponentially every day. There's new cases that come out. It's terrible. New cases. You wonder where these people have been, Well, I don't understand that either. No, I know. That's true. You probably can't trust their numbers. That's right. You're right. They're up to something, all right. who knows what. But anyway, it's just, regardless of whether it was man-made, it came from a bat or rat or whatever, it shouldn't have come here in the United States. People shouldn't have gone over there and come back here and brought it over here. It's terrible because it's just going so fast. But how I'm going to say this, and I'll say it one time. Actually, it is like the flu. However, the flu itself kills more people than this virus will, or any other virus has for that matter. I think the flu is about 3-4 times as much as it would from your virus. So you don't have to be afraid of it, but you don't go out and say, well, I'm going to go out in the world and I'm going to have fun just and see if I can get it, just to try to get it. I know it's not like the flu. I know it is. It is a severe case of pneumonia, but a lot of people problem is a lot of people in the world, young kids particularly, like your ones on spring break and that, are not taking it serious enough. If they were, they wouldn't have taken it home, gone home with it, and been infected with it. Nor would the people that went to New Orleans for the Mardi Gras. As I understand it, there's quite a few people that ended up getting it through having the Mardi Gras. I don't understand why they didn't cancel that. I know they have it every year, but why do they have to have it with this outbreak like this? It just makes matters worse, and people have got it now because of it. It's stupidity. They're not thinking. They're just not thinking. They're acting like hooligans. They really are. Like I told you, I don't know if everybody was in my Periscope that day. I told you that one of my friends at church has a janitorial business. He went to Costco on a Friday to buy some supplies for his janitorial business, and they had a limit on toilet paper. Oh, I know. I think so. But anyway, they had a limit on toilet paper. I think it was 3 packages, and when some lady had 4 or so in her cart, and the security guard told her, says, if you got to put one back because we have a limit on it. She didn't like to be told what to do, so she punched the guy. So he was kind enough to tell her, says, well, I can call the police and you can get charged with assault, or you can put it back. So she put it back and walked off. I guess she walked off in a big huff, he said. She didn't like it. I know it was, but as I understand. Oh, thank you for the super hearts. I understand that it was, but my ex-husband was saying, and he had heard it on the news, that a lot of people from Mardi Gras had gotten sick. Because I guess the coronavirus was in January. We probably didn't hear much about it then, but I know it was before March. Usually in February sometime, but it was probably not real bad then, but people came out and got infected with it. So it's crazy. Of course, at that time, hi Linda, good to see you. At that time, they were not, quarantining people or anything like that. We just had this recently. Schools have been closed here for about almost a month now. I think it's another week and it'll be closed a month. Churches have been closed. It's just driving me crazy. I'm going nuts not being able to get out. But what can you do? I'm willing to take it easy and take it slow. Well, that could be too. You never know. You never know, Damon. All I know is it's not a very good thing. I'm just glad that I have a roof over my head. I am here, and I can get out and walk when the weather's fit. It's not today because it's raining. It's going to be raining most of this week and most of next week. I dread that. But anyway, when it raining, I don't go out and walk the dogs. I should have probably walked them this morning when it wasn't raining, but it looked so promising, like rain all morning. I thought by the time I start walking, and it always does, be cloudy, and I'll start walking, get in the middle of my walk, and a downpour comes. And I thought, well, I don't want to hit that with this virus, and I've already got a small cold, and I don't want to make it worse. So I thought, no, I don't need that. But fortunately, I avoid people when I'm on my walk. If they see me or I see them, we cross the street. We cross away from them. So, oh, that's right. Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, they did. Somebody did go over to China and brought it back to the United States. Yes, and they weren't quarantined. But like I said, fortunately for me, when I go on my walk, I don't meet up with people. If people see me before I see them, they will cross on the other side of the street because they'll be walking their dog and they'll go on the other side of the street, which is a good thing because we're supposed to keep our distance. And a lot of people don't understand about the social distancing, that they want to get as close as they can to people. You know, my goodness, it's airborne. And if they start sneezing on somebody, I mean, it's in the air, and you walk into it, you can get it. Oh my goodness, who wants to get that stuff? You know, I've got my age against me right now, 72 years of age. I've got my age against me. I certainly don't want to get it. So I'm going to stay home. I mean, my son didn't have to tell me twice to stay home. Oh, no, we sure don't want another Pearl Harbor, but it's better just to be safe than sorry. I know people are probably like me, are going crazy, but, you know, staying home is the best thing you can do. Just go out and if you need to get something at the store, just go to the store and get back home. That's what my daughter does. Get home as fast as you can. Don't diddle-daddle around or whatever, you know. So I'm hoping that this gets out pretty soon, so when I go out, I can stay out as long as I want to. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's a tomato basil soup in the Pampered Chef Deluxe Cooking Blender. However, I didn't have the can of whole tomatoes it takes, so I used 2 fresh beefsteak tomatoes instead. But I put everything else in there, the onion and the garlic and the salt. So that I'm making it that way, so I know it'll still taste good. But anyway, this virus has everybody on edge. It really does. It's even got me on edge, but I figure this way: as long as if I stay home and I don't get into the crowds of people, I should be okay, because it's better safe than sorry. Because it's real easy to contract this stuff. People are getting it so easy, real easy. I mean, I would just look at somebody and get it, so I don't want to get out and we were supposed to go to church today. Not really, but the safest thing you can do is shop online. I've got the Walmart app on my phone, and I shopped on it, and then they delivered it on Friday. But the problem with that is you could order something online, and you're not guaranteed you're going to get what you ordered, because they could be out of some things. Now, I got everything but one thing they substituted for, and I probably should have made my own anyway, was peanut butter, but that's okay. Yes, I know. You have to be real careful. You're right. You have to be real, real careful. And so far, so good. You know, I haven't had any problem or anything like that. That's right. You have to wash them. Exactly. You have to wash them. That's what I did. I washed the tomatoes real good. You got to wash everything real good. Yeah, they sure are. Linda, were you able to get anything from Instacart? Have you found out? Because I had heard, my daughter had said that they are on strike. She had read about it or something. So, hi, darling Linda, good to see you. So, I don't know if you're able to buy from them, because I know that's all who you buy from. Are you able to buy from them, or are they on strike? Because I was going to on Friday, and then my daughter had told me she heard something about them being on strike, or I had to find out the next day. But it's a good thing I didn't, because I went on the Walmart app, because I couldn't find everything, and I thought, well, maybe I'll use Instacart and go on. But Instacart doesn't use Walmart, and I love Walmart. Oh, they said they're not on strike. Well, that's good, Linda. So maybe that was just fake news or something. Well, that's good for you, because I know you go through Instacart. But if I want to get from Walmart, I can't use Instacart, because they don't deal with Walmart. But Kroger's, they do. I've got a Kroger's here. It's Fred Meyer. It was a rumor. Well, I'm glad that rumors, I'm glad it was just a rumor, but the problem is rumors have a tendency to get way out of control. Oh, man. Everything, everybody's trying to blame everybody else. They're trying to blame Bill Clinton. I've heard people blaming Donald Trump for this virus. What the? You put it in China. That's where it started at. You don't blame it on anything else, but blame it on China. They're the ones that got the whole world going crazy. Now it's everywhere. All these other countries are getting it too. The UK's locked down. They've got some cases. I'm sure Australia probably got cases there. This all over the world. People are getting cases. It's just spreading like wildfire. There's just no stopping it unless that. And I don't know if you guys have heard. My daughter's been telling me about this. That Trump had sent something like some kind of vaccination over to New York called chloroquine. Now, I don't know if it's going to work or not. He's trying it. I don't know how many millions he sent over there, but to see if it's going to help. I know it is ridiculous to blame him because he's not at fault for this. He's not the one that brought this over here. It came from China and it was brought over here because people were flying over to China and then coming back. You know, that's not a country that I have a desire to even go to. That or Japan. So I have no desire to even go to that country, let alone visit there. I don't want to visit. I don't want to spend any time there. Yeah. Well, they shouldn't blame him either. He hasn't been president for a long time. Stop putting the blame on people. My goodness. Well, I'm not gonna listen to that, Damon. I don't believe everything I read either because people will say the darndest things and blame other people. They won't put the blame where it belongs. Put it on China for what they eat and stuff. That's where there's Sky Blue Rain. Good to see you, sis. They put it where it really belongs. I'm making the tomato basil soup. Now the recipe is in the cooking guide, the Pampered Chef cooking, or the deluxe cooking blender cooking guide. Thank you. The only variation that I did. This calls for 128-ounce can of whole tomatoes. I did not have any, and I did not want to go out and buy any because since we're on lockdown, I thought, why go get it? So I had two great big huge beefsteak tomatoes. I thought, this will work. So I put two beefsteak tomatoes in there, and with the garlic and the onion, and it's going to be okay, and the salt. So it's going to be okay. They were huge tomatoes. You can see when it gets up to the top. So it's going to be pretty good. If it doesn't make as much as it normally would, that's fine for me because it's just me anyway. But that's my variation. It calls, and I'll tell you what it really does call for. A quarter cup of water or broth. I put an extra cup of broth in because I didn't have the other can of tomatoes. So I put an extra quarter cup in there. Calls for 1 teaspoon of salt, which I use sea salt. 2 Roma tomatoes. But like I said, I didn't have Roma tomatoes. So normally it calls for 2 Roma tomatoes and a 28-ounce can of your whole tomatoes. But I didn't have the Roma tomatoes or the can, so I had the beefsteak tomatoes. And I just used those. And then it calls for 1/2 medium onion and 2 garlic cloves. And then, of course, at the end it calls for basil, which I do not have the leafy basil. I only have the one that's dried. So I'll put that on at the very end. So there you can see it bubbling right now. Now it's blending when it does that. Now it's cooking. When you see it bubbling up, that's when it's cooking. So now it says high. It says it's 210, 211. I think it gets up to about 212. Thank you for those coming in, and thank you for the super hearts, and thank you for the hearts. Just thank you for being here. But this is going to be an awesome soup. It really is. I love homemade tomato soup. You buy that tomato soup in the store. It's okay, but it's not as good as what you can make yourself. So it's best just to buy some tomatoes and make it yourself. I mean, this blender will make any, like the Vitamix recipes, it'll make those too. This is almost similar to the Vitamix recipe, except the Vitamix recipe calls for cashews. It has cashews in it, and I don't have that recipe anymore because I gave the book to my daughter. But so I thought, well, I'll just make the recipe in here that's in this. Only vary it and don't use the cans of tomatoes since I don't have them anyway. I'll probably order them the next time for Roma. Or I'll just order some beefsteak tomatoes and just make it out of the beefsteak tomatoes because it's going to be really nice. As you can see, it's getting hot too. It's getting real hot, and when this gets certain hot heat, you can't touch this because it's really, really hot. Because this is glass. Those of you that may not know, this is made out of glass. It's an awesome, awesome tool, though. So, how's everybody doing? What's your weather like today? The ones that just came in, what's your weather like? We are pouring down rain here. We got rain for the next several days. Oh, I know. Yeah. But I don't take any medications, and they're going to try to have a vaccine for this virus, but you know something? I don't think I'm going to even take a vaccine. I don't need it. You had an inch of rain there? Wow, Damon. Well, I know that probably stopped those fires that you had. Partly sunny and 46 degrees. Well, we're a little chilly here. We're 44 degrees and rain. Oh, for the virus, if you're sick? Oh, yeah, right. Well, I won't take any of stuff like that, medication or vaccine. You know, like I said, that chloroquine that they're sending over to New York, they're not even sure that's even going to work. So they're going to try it out. Oh, 86 and sunny in Fort Lauderdale. Well, you got beautiful weather. You can send some here. Although, I mean, I don't mind the rain, but I don't like it this cool, you know, because I still have to run my furnace yet. And I'll be glad when I can turn that on. Normally, comes the end of April, early May, I can shut my furnace off and ready to get my air conditioner out. So we'll see how it goes this year. So far, it's been on the cool side. But I will say one thing. We didn't have any snow all winter. It's been pretty mild, in the 40s pretty much, so we're not doing too bad. Oh man, yeah, I can imagine. They didn't realize those vaccines, you know, don't work. And the problem of it is, the vaccine can make things worse than if you didn't take it at all. It's the same thing with a flu shot or a vaccination, you know, anything for flu or medication or whatever. That's why I don't take medications if you get sick or something, because it only masks the symptoms. But then the thing of it is, some of the medications you end up getting more symptoms than what you had in the first place. So therefore, then they have to prescribe a new medication to combat that symptom, and it's on and on and on and on and on. By that time, you're so loaded with medications in your body that you wouldn't be very long, and you just die because the medications are doing you no good. I mean, I won't be on any medications. I never have. Well, I shouldn't say I never have. I was on medication after I had my hysterectomy. I was on a stuff that really I shouldn't have been on. It was called pampered, and actually that's horse urine. It's made out of horse urine, and it was in tablet form. But I took that for about, oh gosh, I don't know how long after my surgery, for a few months, and I started getting headaches. And I couldn't figure out what it was, so I thought, well, I'll go off the pampered and I'll see what happens. Once I went off of it, the headaches went away. So it didn't help me at all. It's supposed to be a hormone pill is what it is, you know, because you lose your hormones once you have your hysterectomy and stuff. But it just caused me to get headaches, something awful, and I just did not like it. I mean, they were so excruciating. But once I went off of it, and the doctor didn't like it that I went off because they told me I shouldn't be going off of it, you know. Get it refilled and don't go off of it unless he tells you to. Well, doctors don't know everything, so my husband at that time, he said, well, just get off of it. If it's causing you headaches, get off of it. Once I got off of it, the headaches went away. So you see, not everything they prescribe to you is going to do you good. It's going to do more harm sometimes than good. That's true. I agree there, Damon. They do want to kill people. They don't realize that the stuff that they're giving you is no good. I mean, if I'd have known that that's what that was, I would have said, don't give me horse urine. I don't want to take that stuff, but that's what it is. And I didn't know at the time. I mean, I wish I had, but I didn't, you know. And I took something that, I can't even remember how long I took it. It wasn't very, very long, I don't think. Maybe just a few months, if that. But once I started getting that, maybe it was a month, I don't know. I know it didn't take it very long, and I just threw it away. I said, forget this noise. I'm not going to take this ever again. And I never did, you know. Oh, my goodness. Oh, you're kidding me. That's terrible. Oh, my goodness. What in the world? Why did they do that? What is the reason for that? Oh, my goodness. Bury him alive. That is absolutely terrible. That's torture for those poor pigs. Oh, my goodness. Can you imagine? They can't dig their way out, and they just suffocate. Oh, I don't know if I want to, Damon. I think that's too morbid for me. I just don't want to look at that. You know, I think I'll pass on that because I don't want to see those poor animals suffer. You know, I don't eat them, and I don't want to see them suffer. So I don't think I'll watch that because I don't like any animals suffering at all. You know, it's just that's terrible. I don't know why they would do something like that. It's crazy. I bet so. It sounds like it's shocking. Oh my goodness, to have to watch that, it would freak me out, really. I'd probably have nightmares afterwards watching that thing. Holy cow. I mean, I do watch YouTube videos, but something like that I wouldn't watch, you know. I like the ones on YouTube, the public freakouts. So, people on there are so silly. They'll go into the store and they'll complain about this and that and everything else, and I'm sitting there cracking up laughing, you know. It's freaking out over the dumbest things, you know. I bet it was, Damon. Well, I think I'll forego watching that because I don't want to see something like that. You know, I don't need to see. I don't need to see the torture of animals like that because it's. I mean, I have seen a YouTube video that was put in my that somebody had posted in Messenger once on slaughtering cows and stuff for meat, and that was too strong for me. That made me sick and it made me cry. I certainly don't need to see that, and that was absolutely terrible. Oh, that is. I heard they do that, and that's absolutely terrible. Oh my goodness, that makes me so sad. When I look at my dogs, I hug them that much more. You know, I could never do that to my dogs. I could never, ever, ever do anything like that. That's absolutely terrible. What is wrong with people? Why do they do that? I wonder. I can't understand it. What their reason for that is? It makes no sense. Why they do stuff like that? Is that their custom over there, or are they just doing it to be doing it? Because I'm wondering about that. Oh, I know it's bad, but is it their custom? Is that what they normally do, or is it just something that they're doing now because of this coronavirus? You know. Oh, their custom. Oh man, well, I'm glad I don't live over there. Oh man, the people got any animals over there, dogs and stuff, they're gonna lose them. It's terrible. Oh man, that to me, that's so sad to hear that, because I'm an animal lover. I love dogs, and I wouldn't want to see dogs get boiled alive like that. That's terrible. Now, I couldn't stand that, to have that happen to any of my dogs. I mean, my goodness, it's just not right. What's the matter with you, huh? What you want? So, it's all on YouTube. I'm sure it is. Yeah. Yep, there's a lot of things on YouTube like that. And boy, I forego that kind of stuff. I don't want to see animals getting slaughtered. Oh my goodness. Oh man, it's horrible. But anyway, how's things going otherwise? Is everybody hanging in there and not having cabin fever? Because I know we got to hang on just a little bit longer, maybe a month or so. Hopefully by the end of this month, things will get a little bit better. He's hoping that everything's by 1st of June, that we get the businesses back and everything. Oh, that's still a ways off. That's 2 months off. So let's hope and pray that by the end of this month, this will be gone, pretty much. We can get back to church again. We can get out of our houses, because I'm just going crazy not being able to get out. I'm glad when I went to Walmart before we got the lockdown that I got things I needed. But since then, I'm just, not going to do it. It's just not safe. And if you're thinking about getting out, best thing to do is if you have to get out, just go get what you need and come back home. Don't stay out very long, because it'll make it that much harder. If you're not exposed too long, you won't get it. But you got to be safe. A lot of people are wearing masks and they're wearing gloves, but I'm wondering about that too, because the masks and gloves I don't think are really helping anybody anyway. As I understand, the masks are only good if you have the virus. It's not going to help without wearing them. You can probably still get it. And the gloves, you get germs on the gloves and get to your hands, because your hands have a lot of germs. Shaking hands with somebody, that's where a lot of the germs are. And that's why at our church we've stopped shaking hands with people. We use like an elbow bump or a foot bump or a fist bump. We don't shake hands anymore, because there's a lot of germs in your hands. That's where the most germs are. And they say without shaking hands, you can save 400% of the germs. When I saw that on the video they had at church, I thought, wow, that's a lot. We were planning on having church, but there's been 2 weekends now that we haven't gone to church. We planned on having church, but it just didn't work out that way, because you can only have groups of 10 people, I guess. Well, we have at least 75 to 100 to come to our church. So we can't have, so we decided, since we're, that case, we're just going to close church up and not have it. Yeah. You're probably right. This is going to get a little noisy until it gets done. And I'm not going to add I'll add it into this bowl. Let me go get my basil. I'll go get my basil while that's finishing up. I can find it here. I gotta look for it if I can find it. Oh, here it is. All right. And I'm not going to add anything. I'm just going to put this on the top. Okay, there. And I can shut this off for now. Turn this around. Okay. All right. Set this down. And I'll get my Oh, that looks really good. See, it looks nice and creamy. Let me put it in my bowl. This is a nice soup bowl I got at Walmart a while back. I'll put some in here. I'll see how much I can got. Oh, those 2 tomatoes are going to... Oh, I think just 1 bowlful's all I need. Yeah, that's what I'll go. Good. That's all I need. Okay. And I'll just put a little basil on top. And then... I'm not going to try to actually try to taste it because it's going to be really hot. I'm just going to sprinkle a little basil on top like that. There we go. There. Now, what do you think of that? Wow. Doesn't that look good? So that's going to be a good soup. I guess two beefsteak tomatoes actually made it a better deal than actually using 2 of the Roma tomatoes in their 28 ounce can of whole tomatoes. That's why I thought I would just use two beefsteak tomatoes. They're huge, so I've got that on my grocery list for next time for Walmart when I buy things again. I'm gonna get because tomato soup to me is good all year round. Even in the summertime, I like making soups. And this thing, you don't heat up your kitchen. That's one good thing about it. Your blender doesn't heat up your kitchen, and it comes out really good. I mean, I like the way this come out. I'm gonna have to forego trying to sample it though because it's really hot. But I'm gonna post this up on my vegan page. I have posted tomato basil soup before, but not this one in the blender. Oh yeah. Tomato soup is my favorite too. I love it the best. I also like broccoli soup. There is a broccoli soup in this book too, but I don't have any broccoli. I need to buy some, and I may do that. I thought I've done it on here before, but I'm not sure. It's cream of broccoli, or is it? There's a cheesy potato soup, and I've done that in here. There's a cauliflower soup, beet soup. I haven't done that. Sweet potato soup. I've never done that yet. But there's a broccoli soup in here that I want to do. I think it's on a different. Oh yeah, broccoli cheddar soup. But I never did the biscuits. I think I made this once. This is a good soup too, without the biscuits. It's really good. So I'll make that sometime again too. But I thought because Arlene says, how about making that tomato basil soup? I says, yeah, I can do that. So, but just sprinkling basil on top, I think it looks pretty like that. It looks really good. How many of you would make this? Of course, you could probably make it on the stove too. If you have this blender, you can make it in the blender. Now, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna post it on the Facebook page. I'm gonna tell you what ingredients are supposed to go into it, and I'll put in parentheses what I used, because, like I said, I didn't have any cans of whole tomatoes, and I didn't want to go buy any. I thought, well, I've got to use up some of the stuff I have because I can't get out, so I might just as well use the beefsteak tomatoes. And I think that's what I'm going to stick with, just the beefsteak tomatoes. 2 great big beefsteak tomatoes. I've got them on my next order to make this soup again. It's an awesome soup. They're not expensive. It's a very cheap soup, but it's better for you than buying the cans of tomato soup in the store. Oh my goodness, the tomato soup in the store has got a lot of stuff in it you wouldn't want, Yeah, and this is so much better for you. It's healthier. It looks good. I mean, I love the looks of it. It really looks good. I'm going to have to get this and put some water. I'm going to put some water in this and try to clean this out while I'm at it. Now, this tomato soup, the only thing bad about tomato soup is it will scorch it at the bottom, and makes it red at the bottom of my thing. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do to get that out of there. I got my soup all done, Alexis, as you can see. I just take 3 cups of water and pour it in here. And what I like to do is take my rag around the rim, because it doesn't get the rim, what's on the rim anyway. Get that around the rim. For some reason, it just doesn't get curled up in there. And then better put soap in there. It's not going to clean without soap. Just put about a little drop. I'll let you watch this. If you haven't seen it clean before, I'll let you watch it clean. Okay. See, now that says lid on it. It will say that until I put the lid on it and lock it on. This is an awesome blender. My daughter had said, before they come out with the blender, she said, watch Pampered Chef come out with a blender. When she said that and I found out they came out with one, I thought, that's awesome. They came out with their own blender. Now that's on heated wash. It goes 140 degrees. Now I'm going to hit start and there we go. And it's going to clean itself. This is a heated wash, so I like that for that. So, but here's my soup. What do you think of that? I just put some basil, dried basil on top, Alexis. I didn't have any, the leaves. So I just took the dried and put it on top. I think it's really good. And I just got the one bowl out of there. Oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it? And the two, like I'm telling everybody, the 2 beefsteak tomatoes worked fabulously. I didn't need the can of tomatoes at all, the Roma tomatoes. The beefsteak tomatoes worked really, really well. It made just enough for me. This is all I need. You know, made enough for me. And because I don't eat soup every day by any stretch of the imagination. But if, oh, here it is, Missy. Here it is. There it is. Doesn't it look good? I don't have the leaves of basil, so I just put the dried basil, dried organic basil leaves, and I just put it on top, just sprinkled it on top, because I don't have the leaves. That's supposed to be your add-in, so I just canceled it, and yeah, I do need crusty bread, and I don't have any. Hi, Carrie. Good to see you. Yes, this is the Pampered Chef Deluxe Cooking Blender. If anybody's interested in the Pampered Chef Deluxe Cooking Blender, get with Alexis. She's in here right now. She is the consultant. She has a link in her profile. She's also got a profile page on Facebook, or a Facebook page of her Pampered Chef. And order this. I don't know what the price of this out. What seasonings did I add? It's just, I have a teaspoon of salt in here. I use sea salt. 1 or 2 garlic cloves, and let's see, and a half an onion. That's what I put in there. That's all it called for. So that and the garlic cloves I just took and smashed them to get the paper off, and just cut the big ones down just a little bit because they're going to blend up in here anyway. And you can't have enough garlic. I'm one of these kind of, I love garlic, so I used two pretty good sized cloves, and a teaspoon of sea salt, and a half of a medium onion. I had a large onion, had about half of it left, so I thought, oh, I'm just going to use this now. Yeah, garlic is so good, and it's a good health thing too. It's really good for you, health wise. But this is, I think it looks so good. Look at that. Oh, yes, it is. Doesn't that look awesome? It really does. Now you can hear this heating up again. It's 136 degrees right now, 37, 38. It gets 140, then I'll start washing it. But anyway, this was a simple recipe to make. And if you want this blender, just get with Alexis. She'll tell you, because I'm not sure what the price is now. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Alexis. It does look good. It does look really good. I just did it my own way because I didn't have the can of tomatoes and it came out great. You make do with what you have. You can't get out. You make do with what you have. Since I had the 2 beefsteak tomatoes, I'm going to use them. Before they go turn south on me. So they work great. And they have a good flavor anyway. Beefsteak tomatoes have a real good flavor. So see how that's cleaning it? Cleans it really good. So, I love this blender. When I first saw Alexis use this blender, I liked it. I didn't know if I was going to like it at first until I saw her using it for the first time. And I thought, man, I got to get that blender. Boy, I'm glad I did, because I've used it quite a bit. On my own, plus being in here I have. So, if you're not following Alexis, follow her, because she does cooking scopes every morning at 6:30 her time in the morning. And she shows you how you can do things from her kitchen to your kitchen. This morning she put some, she's doing her broth. She's making beef broth, chicken broth in her broth pot. Vegetable broth, actually. Just use your carrot peelings, maybe potato peelings, onions, and stuff like that. Yeah, I know you are, Alexis. I'm telling them that you're here. I put it in the quick cooker. It only takes just a few minutes. It works really well with the quick cooker. I don't have the rock crock, so I have to put mine in here, which I've done. I've done that before. I've done vegetable broth here in the quick cooker already, but she used the rock crock, which will be done for quite a few hours. And what she does is strains it out, and she doesn't have to buy vegetable broth that way. Like I said, you use your carrot peelings and maybe potato peelings, some do, and zucchini peelings, and maybe your cucumber, whatever you have that you're instead of throwing in the garbage, just put it into a bag, a plastic bag like a Ziploc or stuff, and then put it. Where did I get this blender? This is a Pampered Chef blender. This is from oh, hi. This is from Pampered Chef. It says Pampered Chef right on it. I'm not a consultant, but I bought it through the consultant that's in here. I've hosted a few parties, and I think I got it on when I had my party. You use everything but potato skins. I heard that if you do use potato skins, it'll get a lot darker. And that's something about onions too. Does onions make it dark? Because I know they say potato skins will. But I've got one in my freezer now that it's almost full, and I'm going to have to make some vegetable broth again. But you make your own vegetable broth, whether you use the rock crock or quick cooker or stuff. You strain it out, and you just throw the stuff away afterwards, but it makes a nice broth. You put it in a sealed container, put it in the refrigerator, and whenever it calls for broth, you just use that. And it makes an awesome broth. Yeah, the link is in her profile for the catalog. It's a new catalog that just came out the 1st of March. There's some brand new things in there. There's a smoothie attachment for this. There's some stuff for the quick cooker. I do want to get the attachments for this. There's a smoothie attachment. Arlene's got that. I want to get that because I have never made smoothies in here yet, and I want to get it so I can make smoothies. I heard that it does a real good job. So there's a lot of new things out there. So you go through the catalog. Believe me, I know when you start looking through that catalog, like I've done, there's so many things in there you don't know what to get sometimes. And it's like looking at a Christmas catalog because there's a lot to choose from. There are some prices that have changed, that have gone up a little bit. Some things have been discontinued. Things that have been discontinued, you can't get them anymore, like the microwave grips. So I'm getting the new ones that they came out with, the bigger ones, and I'm also getting the the oven mitts. The oven mitts, too, if you want to call them that. So I'm getting that. I got it from the Mystery Show. From the mystery party that she just had, that she just drew the name for. And that she has those every once in a while, so she'll probably have another one again maybe sometime this month. But if you want to be a consultant, you want to buy something, or you want to host a party, just get with Alexis. Go into her profile and check out the catalog. Tell her you want to be a consultant, and she'll set you up. They have a thing now. For another few weeks yet, you can be a consultant for $19.80 to start out with. Get a small kit to be a consultant. So if you want to do that, I prefer just to stay the way I am. People have been wanting me to be a consultant, but I'd rather just do what I'm doing because I'm getting quite a bit of Pampered Chef stuff now. I mean, I could almost have a store. I got so much Pampered Chef stuff, but I love the stuff. It is awesome stuff. I mean, once you start buying Pampered Chef, you'll never go back to anything else. Everything in my tool thing here is Pampered Chef. This is Pampered Chef. This is Pampered Chef. This here is Pampered Chef. This is Pampered Chef. This is Pampered Chef, and the tomato knife is Pampered Chef. Just about everything I've got is Pampered Chef. So it is. And this pizza cutter, I used pizza the other day. That's Pampered Chef as well. So it's got a lot of good quality products. I've got some mixing bowls that I use a lot. That's a Pampered Chef. I got stainless steel bowls. I mean, there's just a myriad of things that you can get from Pampered Chef. Granted, they are expensive. So my suggestion to anybody, if you want to buy from Pampered Chef or you want to start building up your collection, just get a little bit at a time. Don't try to get everything at once because you can't afford it. A piece here and a piece there. And Alexis has got things that I don't have, and I've got things that she doesn't have. That's just the way it is. You get what you can use and what you know that'll be of benefit to you. Because there's some things that she has that rock crock would never do me any good, so I don't have that. But when I first got the quick cooker, I wasn't sure I was going to use that either. I thought, am I really going to have any use for this? Boy, was I wrong. I sure had use for it because I find recipes on Pinterest for the Instapot, which this works just like the Instapot, only the wording is different on each one because this has got different words on it. I've used this quite a bit as well. I love this thing. This does an awesome job, as you can see. It really is a magnificent machine. I think that I paid, this is over $300 for this. I don't know, you'll have to get with Alexis on this. I think it was $379. It's a very expensive machine, but it's a good quality machine. It's really good. So I like it. So I've actually got this blender and I've got the Vitamix. So I kind of use my Vitamix every once in a while to kind of test it out against this other blender to see which one I like the best. Now I love Vitamix. That's not taking anything away from it. The only thing bad about the Vitamix is soup. It won't heat it up. Oh, heats it up with the friction, but it doesn't cook it. Where this will cook it and heat it. That's the only thing bad about the Vitamix. It doesn't have your electric underneath where it heats it, or where it cooks it, where this will. So that's the only thing bad about it. So when I start making soups, I'll make those in here because I can heat them and cook them because you want everything cooked. And I'm going to get a spoon out and I'm going to try this to see what it tastes like. I think it's getting cool enough now. Okay. That is good. Very good soup. Really good. Very good soup. Better soup than you buy in the store. Really, really good. And just regular tomatoes. Didn't use the canned tomatoes at all, and they come out a lot better. I'm just going to let that sit there for right now. It's clean, so it doesn't have to go hurt with it. So that's if you want to buy anything, just get with her. Check her profile out. She's following me, and I'm following her. Just check her profile out. Go onto her Facebook page, her Pampered Chef Facebook page. She posts a lot of things in there. Go in there, and she also has the catalog up there. You can go to the catalog and check and see if there's anything that you want. So, oh, you can use cologne or perfume? Really? Oh my! Yeah, I have hand sanitizer, but it's in the bathroom. I have been seeing, and I'm going to do this sometime, but I have to find the stuff for it. Since all this stuff with the coronavirus has been going on, I am seeing stuff in there that you can make your own disinfectant wipes. You can make your own hand sanitizer. You can make your own hand soap. And this is all on Pinterest because I saved one for the hand sanitizer. But the only thing is you need a high concentrate of alcohol. Can't find it anywhere. They just don't have it. You need that and you need aloe vera gel and maybe an essential oil. But that's optional if you want to use an essential oil, for the smell. But that's basically all it takes is aloe vera gel and your alcohol. And I even tried to find alcohol on Amazon and couldn't find it either. It's just not to be had. But if I can find it, I'm going to make that on here. If I can get a hold of some aloe vera gel, some alcohol, I'm going to make my own hand sanitizer on here, and you can watch me make it, and you can make it yourself, because I think that would be a lot better. Like I said, I've got some in the bathroom, and it's about half gone, I think. But you can make your own hand sanitizer, your own hand soap. So, 90%, yeah. You have to have a good percentage of alcohol, but I don't have the aloe vera. I'm going to have to order some from Amazon if I can find any. If I can find alcohol, because I went on Amazon to find alcohol, didn't have any. Walmart's got a little bit of alcohol, but it isn't what I'm looking for. So they don't have it either. Because when this thing first started, this pandemic, as you call it, everybody was buying the masks out and was buying the alcohol, the cleaning wipes, and probably Lysol and everything else, and you can't get any of that stuff at all. The store shelves just are not, empty. They're just terrible. Oh, cool! But they said it's optional. You don't have to use the essential oils unless you want to. I've got peppermint oil I've got peppermint oil, and Holistic Deb had sent me orange oil once. They're essential oils. It's from doTERRA, I think it is. So I've got peppermint oil, and I bought some at Walmart. So it's really expensive. I think I can find it if I can. Yeah, here they are. Yeah, these are really expensive. Here's the peppermint oil, and both of these are both peppermint. I thought I had an orange oil from Deb. I do, but I don't know where it's at. Oh yeah, here it is. This is eucalyptus aromatherapy. Oh, no beer. Well, I don't care about that. Oh, $4.99 at Joann Fabrics. Oh my goodness, really? I didn't know they even carried any. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've got a few peppermint oils and stuff here, so I can make my own hand sanitizer and put those oils and stuff in there. Eucalyptus would be good, but until I can find the aloe vera gel and the alcohol, I can't make it. Yeah, it is. It's being used for hand sanitizer. I say I'm going to keep looking. I want to put that on my list for my next thing because you have to have $30, and right now I've got over $30 for Walmart, and so as soon as I can find that, I'm gonna order it. But I've got to find it. It's so hard. But okay. Anyway, that being said, I think I'm gonna close for now so I can get this eaten before it gets cold. So, converting to sanitizer. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I hope you all have a great and marvelous day. And I'm going to hold this up for a little bit. I can't hold it up too much because I don't want to get burnt. But I hope you have a great and marvelous day. And until we meet again, take care. God bless. And love you all. And bye-bye.